So it's been roughly a month since I've talked about the Magi manga. Today I'm going to be talking about the events that took place between chapters 207 and 210 of Magi. I'm not going to be going in depth with each chapter. For the most part, I'm going to talk about it as a whole, as a collective of what happened. So pretty much in a nutshell, Alibaba being in Balbat, eventually he meets up with Koen and Komei and finds out pretty much the true intentions of the Ko Empire and what they're trying to do. And it was also giving a little bit of context of the surroundings of what was really going on. You see the kid there broken down and just kind of the atmosphere of everybody just kind of being blended into the Ko Empire and them being in charge. And for the most part, you get the motives of them. And to be honest with you, while they give all this hocus pocus shit of wanting to unite the world and trying to make it seem as though they have good intentions, while there might be good intentions, for the most part, what they're basically trying to do is dress it up nicely, that they want to be rulers, they want to be supreme rulers, they want the Ko Empire to be the head of it, and that's it, and that's all. That's really what I got from it, because at the end of the day, they're trying to dress it up nicely, and oh yeah, this happens in this part of the world, and that happens, but you're basically making everyone conform to what you guys want, and what you guys feel is the best thing, and just want to restart the world or whatever, and make it so that a lot of the things that happened never really happened. They kind of want to erase history in a way so that they could start a new history and basically have everyone just keep on going with the Ko Empire. And one of the big mistakes of that is, first of all, you never want to get rid of history, because what do they say? History will repeat itself, and if you've already learned from those mistakes, then you won't have them in the future. So that's one big mistake overall that I got from that. And also, the fact that Koen and Komei are offering Alibaba this position, they definitely are doing it on a snake shit, because in the latest chapter 210, it's clearly obvious that one of their biggest motives is basically to have Aladdin leave Cinderia and go over there with Alibaba, because they, offered him pretty much, you can have rulership of Balba, we'll give it to you and everything, but you gotta leave Cinderia, say, cut off ties, whatever. And there's also a couple stipulations, which is like, he needs to marry into the family. While it's interesting, because it also kind of dives into the little romance aspects of Alibaba's life, how, he kind of just made this little promise, so to speak, with Morgiana regarding their relationship, and then now they're saying, hey, you want to marry somebody, and it's perfect, because him and Kogyoku already have that kind of friendship, already kind of have an understanding and a liking of each other, and, it would be perfect. So it's kind of like weighing on his mind at the moment, like what to do. And to be honest with you, I think it's clear as day what he should do, but you never know what might happen. Maybe he will decide, you know what, I'm going to stay with them for now, and then shit will go down. Because at the end of the day, like, I personally wouldn't even consider it, just for the simple fact that Cinderia is with the Seven Alliance, the big alliance, Seven Alliances. So why would you even bother trying? Because for me personally, I just see it as the Ko Empire, while they're strong, I still say that Cinderia, with all the alliances that they have, will take them out if it really went down to it. And I think that, it would be an incredible match. And I don't know who would win between Sinbad and Koen, because Koen showed during the war what he's capable of. Taking all those hits, regenerating. He's almost like a damn god there. But at the same time, Sinbad don't fuck with Sinbad either. So, like, it's just, I guess, really is a daunting situation of like, damn, what do I fucking do? And then at the same time, he has Kogyoku there, which, by the way, she is very misinformed on the events, because she has this believing that, oh, they understood that maybe we need to all unite. And she don't realize that they pretty much have this idea of, no, we know we ain't going to unite with them at all. It's pretty much going to be a war at some given point. So she's definitely misinformed as well. And I think the best solution for Alibaba to do would be to inform her of this. But at the same time, he's just right now completely mind-fucked as to what they asked of him. And at the same time, it was a little bit of comedy in there. I kind of got a chuckle out of it in the latest chapter, when they pretty much said, you're acting like a cherry boy, because it's like, oh, I don't want to have multiple wives or whatever. That's so dishonest. And, that was probably the funniest thing of all these chapters put together. A lot of dialogue, I'm not going to lie. A lot of dialogue in some of these chapters. It was very dialogue heavy, with Komei explaining to him the ways of the world. And to be honest with you, most of it just seemed like common sense. So that's one of the main reasons why I haven't been reviewing it, because it's just like a lot of common sense that he was just speaking. It's just like, yeah, the world is fucked up. Yeah, it would probably be better if you do it this way, but at the same time, there's other ways to go about it when Komei was speaking. So a lot of dialogue in these chapters, but for the most part, the main message of it all is that they want Alibaba to leave, so that way he'll pull along Aladdin, because once Alibaba leaves, which he's, his candidate for king, Aladdin's going to come along with him and leave Cinder. That's Koen's main goal, is to bring Aladdin. So he doesn't even really look at Alibaba as much. Like, you know, they're talking there, and it's kind of like you could totally tell this is all just a strategy. It's not that they value Alibaba in any which way. They just mainly want to bring him over there so that it ultimately brings Aladdin, this Magi, with all this knowledge to the Co-Empire, because that'll be a big asset to them. I mean, at the end of the day, the choice seems pretty freaking obvious for me. I would definitely say that for Alibaba, it would probably be better if he left Balbad for now, doesn't, you know, agree with them, doesn't say anything, and then just goes back to Cinderia and says pretty much, we need to take down the Co-Empire. We need to have the 7 alliances come down and fuck their shit up, because they're just, you know, they're trying to have one king, and that their whole goal is just all fucked up. They want to pretty much erase history. So I definitely would say that if Alibaba made the choice to stay with them, it would be another stupid choice, and it would really make me feel like, ugh, with Alibaba, because I'm finally, like, the character has developed in many different ways since the last time that I felt like really disgusted and annoyed with him, and now it's kind of like, if he was to accept them again, it would just be him cowering in fear to what the words that he said. You know, he's starting to build up. He finally has his own household. He finally, like, becoming slowly but surely the king that he needs to be. And if he gives into them, then it's just going to show that he's a coward and, you know, stuff along those lines. And that's not really what the character should be doing. He should be advancing. We've come a long way since he was pretty much being secondhand to Kashyyym, because pretty much what he would be doing if he was to give in to him would be like what he did before with the Fog Troop, and that's pretty much become the right-hand man to Kashyyym, become the right-hand man to Cohen. And that's not what, you know, history already proved, that didn't work. It did not work. So he definitely should turn down this offer. Then at the end of chapter 210, Mu shows up from the Rain Empire. He's one of the finalists, and it's curious to see what the fuck he has to say. I'd imagine it has something to do, because we never really got any confirmation as to what happened between Morgiana and Yunnan going over to the Dark Continent. For the most part, you know, going over to see her family, whatever. I'd imagine she didn't go because she obviously came back, and Yunnan said there's no turning back. So what was it that made her decide not to go over there? And, you know, we just need a little bit more context as to that situation, and then probably we'll get a little bit more from whatever Mu has to, you know, tell her or whatever. So, interesting ending to 210. As a whole, 207 through 210, for the most part, was just giving this dire situation to Alibaba and what he should do after seeing what Balbad looks like and getting all this context of everything around them. My opinion, the best and smart decision is go back to Cinderia, tell Aladdin, tell everybody over there, tell Sinbad of what's going on, and try to fight them off and try to get Balbad yourself as a king, and don't cower under anybody's skirt. So a good chunk of chapters, for the most part, was just really dialogue heavy and just really giving this choice to Alibaba and kind of trying to test his resolve to see where he's at right now. Is he strong enough to turn them down and say, you know what? I'm going to get Balbad back by force. I'm going to do it my own way. I'm going back to Cinderia. Or is he going to try to do what he did before, which failed, obviously, and it'll fail again, and that's be the right-hand man to somebody that just shouldn't, you know, doesn't have the capabilities to be what needs to be, you know, a true king's vessel. Let me know what you guys think. First of all, what do you think Alibaba will choose? Will he make the wrong decision? Will he make the right decision? What do you think is the right decision? Do you think that he should go under him and try his best to, you know, get Balbad back and then eventually, you know, go on his own way? Or do you think that he really should go back to Cinderia? And also, what do you think about their motives? Do you think that, in a way, they're justified in what they're trying to do, the Co-Empire, regarding, you know, pretty much erasing history and having everyone unite under one thing? I think that that's a big flaw. That's almost like a, that pretty much is a monarchy, but in the worst sense possible. So, again, overall thoughts of these chapters, pretty good stuff. I'm not going to give it a rating because it was just mainly, again, dialogue and giving this big choice to Alibaba. But that's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Thumbs up if you can't wait to see what the hell Alibaba's going to choose, and also what the hell Mu has to tell Morgiana regarding the finalists. If, you know, something big like that they can possibly come over, whatever the case may be, I'm interested to find out. I'm Finevworld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.